believes that some of the biggest opportunities in life begin with a simple action, starting a conversation. TJ is a passionate communicator, storyteller, and advocate for helping people discover their potential. Through his work in leadership, sales, and personal development, TJ has seen firsthand that growth happens when we are willing to ask better questions, have meaningful conversations, and take action. As a Toastmaster and communication coach, TJ understands that confidence is not something we are born with. It is something we build through practice, support, and community. Today, TJ is going to share a powerful message about one of the simplest and most important ways we can grow our clubs and impact more lives. Just ask. TJ Griswold.
I don't need one. Can you guys hear me online?
Yes.
Thumbs up. Okay. Yes. Young people don't want to join Toastmasters. People don't even know what Toastmasters is or how it can help. AI, why would somebody want to join Toastmasters? They need to hire AI and make it my coach, develop communication plans. I'm not going to ask people to join. That's pushing. I need some of you to be vulnerable with me. How many people have said that or something along those lines in a negative way? I don't think anybody's going to raise their hands. I appreciate you. How many people have heard some negative narrative about Toastmasters? Everybody, unless this is your first time here. This is my 8th year as a leadership officer in Toastmasters in my clubs. So that's 2 times a year I attend these trainings. So that means 16 times I've been doing this, and every single time I hear some sort of negative narrative about why people don't want to be in Toastmasters. Are negative narratives, is that the kind of language that empowers people to ask to join Toastmasters? I think not. Toastmasters, club leaders, area leaders, division leaders, district leaders. You can get anything you want. All you got to do is ask. If you don't ask, you know what the answer is? No. Now I see enough people in here with some gray hair and some wrinkles on their face. Do you guys know who Jim Rohn is? Raise your hand. Jim Rohn. He is an OG, an original to motivational speaking. He's a motivational speaker, he's an author, and he was a coach. He said, you can get anything you want. All you got to do is ask for it. This impacted me. It's memorable for me in my life. A young man by the name of Lennox, watching him ask for something that he wanted, also has impacted me. Lennox was celebrating his 13th birthday at the Mishawaka Amphitheater. It's up off Highway 14 on the Prudhoe River. It is a beautiful setting. I don't have enough words to describe its beauty. And through that beauty, so many beautiful experiences happen there. That beauty brings a lot of people. We were there for the show, second night of a 2-night concert. And because of that, it was extremely packed. Some of you remember sardines, opening a can of sardines, and when those little fish they're packed in there, that was what it was like. As we tried to move through the crowd to get our positions. Well, me and his father experienced concert goers, we know how to move through people, slither around them. Well, Lennox, he didn't. This was his first real concert. And at one point, we look back, and Lennox had separated from us. His dad looked at him, and he had these puppy dog eyes, and not knowing what to do, his dad looked at him. Just ask people to move. The dog, it was shy at first. Excuse me? Somebody move. Excuse me, I can get to my dad. Got a little closer. Pardon me. He got to the third person, and he was back with his dad. There was this look of confidence that he had. This confidence took off. Like Moses parting the Red Sea, he parted the people. Excuse me, watch out, pardon me, hey, I gotta get to the front. Lennox worked his way all the way up to the front of that stage, that venue floor. It didn't stop there. In between one of the songs, we hear a little voice, play a little louder, play a little louder, play a little louder. It got attention. The lead singer. Excuse me, if you have lost your child, he is right up front here screaming at me to play a song that we played last night, and we don't play songs the same song 2 nights in a row. Kid, this is where you learn the world doesn't always give you what you want. Like a hurt dog, he stuck his tail between his legs and he walked back to his father. Don't even ask anybody anything. They felt bad, so they just stepped out of the way. We had made some friends around us during this time, and as Lennox came back all sad, wanted to hear his favorite song, it happened to be his birthday. He didn't know what to do. The man next to him says, "Is that all you got, kid? You gonna give up that easy?" There's a smile on his face and approval from his dad. "Excuse me, watch out, get out of my way, I gotta get up here and hear my grandson." He did something different this time. He asked the people around to help. Will you help? Will you help? Will you holler, play, live, learn? I want to hear that song. It's my birthday. Will you help? Will you help? Will you help? Next thing you know, everybody. Play, live, learn. Play, live, learn. Help me, help me. Play, live, learn. Play, live, learn. Play, live, learn. There is power in numbers. The next couple songs, Lennox got his birthday wish. Despite they went against their rule. Despite them playing that song the night before, they went against their rule and played that song. And it didn't just change him, it changed the whole crowd. The energy and the vibe when that song came on just erupted throughout all of Mishawaka. Everybody was singing, people were dancing, even those wallflowers sitting back on the wall, they got up and they were dancing and having a good time. Something came over him, and somehow he jumped the fence and ended up getting on the rock. There's a huge rock on the stage, right in front. And he is up on that rock, and his head is on his back. He is living the best life he can live in this moment. All because he was willing to do something simple. Just ask. I have a feeling if Jim Rohn was there that night, he would be extremely proud of this young man. I want to ask you guys something. Go with me. I want you guys to use your best visionary tool that you have. And that is your imagination. I want you to imagine that Linux grows up to be a Toastmaster. Finds himself in a leadership position in his club. That should be easy to do for most of you. Second, I want you to imagine a funnel. Don't know what a funnel is, think of an upside down triangle. Larger at the top and squeezes down to the bottom. And on that funnel, we're going to have some words. On the very top of the funnel, it says demand generation or lead generation or guest, whatever term you want to define to get people into your funnel. In the middle of that funnel, it says excitement. And at the bottom of that funnel, the words new member. On the side of the funnel is an up and down arrow. And that says ask. Up and down the funnel. Linux is so excited to be this leader on the leadership team at his club. He knows he needs to grow the club because he is trying to keep the club healthy. And what do we need to do? What program do we need to follow in order to do that? There you go. We see people saying this is a program. So he knows, he remembers the lessons of just ask, and he systematizes or puts a process in place in order to keep his club healthy. And so he looks at this funnel at the top and says, how do I get guests? It's a question that you ask. Oh, I need to ask people. He remembers that he must ask people. And you might find him some days out at the mall in Sunglass Hut, buying some sunglasses. Where the guy who sells the sunglasses to him says, you got anything fun going on today? Well, I just came from Toastmasters. That's fun. Well, what's Toastmasters? Oh, funny you should ask. Begins to tell him the benefits of Toastmasters and what it is. And he remembers, I need to ask. Hey, would you like to join? Not only that, he remembers he needs to ask, well, what if he doesn't show up? Maybe I should ask for his information. Hey, can I get your email and phone number? He asks to join, and then to get his information. Or he might find himself getting ready to go into his club, and there's a congregation of people standing outside the door, going in to another meeting and coming out from other meetings. And he sees them and he grabs them. Hey, you want to hear a couple speakers? We got some leadership stuff going on. We got these 2 great speakers. You got nothing going on for an hour? Would you like to come in and sit and watch this? Come on in. He asked him in that moment, right before meeting, to come into that room. Or he realizes that his community is doing all kinds of things, and there's an open streets event. If you guys don't know what that, a lot of communities shut down streets for the city, and then they allow nonprofits and businesses to come in and set up. If you've ever been to a trade show or conference, it's something along those lines. And then he calls up his leaders, and he asks for the tablecloth to come to his house and set up a tent. And as people walk by, he asks them to come in and talk and learn about Toastmasters. He asks them for their information, and then he reaches out to them and asks them to join. You see, he knows that the power of asking people will get people into his funnel. And it doesn't stop there. Linux knows that there's power in numbers. And as the people come in, the guests come into his room, he knows he needs to create excitement or feel-good emotions to keep them excited to want to join. And so he asks all of his Toastmaster cohorts to create excitement, and he asks questions to that guest on how they can see themselves making a better life by being in Toastmasters, how they can use the skills into their world and maybe increase their salary or get a new job. he realizes that asking doesn't just stop at the door. It continues on in the club. And then, of course, he needs these people to become members. Number one, we need members. The Toastmasters Club is so much more exciting when we have more members. The energy is much more exciting. Not only that, Toastmasters International needs to stay in business. And that means new members pay dues. And that revenue is helpful. And if you have a club, you have club dues, that revenue is helpful for you as well. So he knows that at the best moment to ask that person to join is right there. So before that person leaves, he says, hey, if you like what we're doing, I got my computer. Would you want to join right now? I can set you up right now. And then lo and behold, as Lennox does this throughout the year, he has found himself gaining 34 new members in his club. He has found himself who has built a process, who systematized a way to get guests to turn into members. And he can implement that into any club that he goes to. Not only that, he can implement that same tactic into anything else in his life. If he wants to become a salesperson, or if he wants to work at the Chamber of Commerce or the Rotary or anywhere. Because all he had to do was ask. Just ask like his dad told him to. Young people, they want to join Toastmasters. People do know what Toastmasters is, and if they don't, I'm going to explain it to them. And AI smay I. Yeah, it's a great tool, can build communication, but it does not replace the in-person experience or online experience with people communicating and building those leadership skills. And Toastmasters is so cost effective and it does so much for lives. Why wouldn't I ask? That has to be crazy. I should ask people to join. That's not pushy. That's me doing something better for them and their lives. Two different narratives. The negative narrative does not empower me, or if I say that to others, empower them to want to just ask. Positive narrative, switch it. It does. That is the narrative that we need to be saying to ourselves, so that way we can empower those around us to want to say. And then, of course, just ask. I want you all, as you move forward, to ask people to move through your funnel with you. Ask people to come and be a guest, wherever you can. Sunglass up, open street, right out here in the library. I see some people, there's some Cheyenne clubs right here. Go in and ask them. When they get there, ask them what excites them about Toastmasters. Get them to arouse some good feeling emotions. And lastly, just ask them to join. Just ask. Madam Toastmaster.
So next step, I'm just going to describe the